Once you've zeroed your air rifle, you've set the scope, everything's nice. You feel confident going out and starting to shoot some rabbits, pigeons, squirrels. There's one thing left that you've got to check, and that is the penetration that you can achieve on what you're shooting at and at what distance. The fact that you can hit a Coke can at 50 yards does not mean that you can shoot a rabbit at 50 yards. The only way that you can confidently know the distance that your gun and the combination of the pellets you're using is going to do the job is by checking the penetration. You will find that when you're zeroing your gun, if you stay with the one brand of pellet, it doesn't matter which brand, make your own choice. Try them all and find the one that gives you the best grouping and the best penetration. How are you going to achieve penetration? Simple, bars of soap. Soap has about twice the consistency of a rabbit, either its head or its shoulder, where you would be shooting for its heart and lungs. If you can penetrate 1 bar of soap, that means about twice the depth of a rabbit. If you can go through 2 bars, and so on and so forth. So, simple soap test. I'm back to my 10-yard marker. I've set up 3 bars of soap, and let's see with a fully charged gun how much penetration I can get. Okay, let's have a look. And there is the pellet just into the 2nd bar of soap, probably inside at ½ an inch. That means at 10 yards on hard soap I've had 1¼ inch, just over 1½ inch of penetration. That means that at that distance on a rabbit I would have had 3 inches penetration. That means I'd go right through his head if I was shooting him in the head, or I should go more or less all the way through his chest cavity. Let's go back out now to 30 yards and see what happens. Now that's interesting. The difference between 10 and 30 yards is a loss of about 1/3 of the penetration. The pellet is sitting just under the surface. It's gone through the complete bar of soap, and there's the pellet there. If I was to scratch it away with my thumbnail, I would find it. Obviously, this is very much a rule of thumb that you must experiment with. The density of a bar of soap is going to differ from one brand to another, different times of the year. In the height of summer, the soap is going to be softer. In the depth of winter, it's going to be harder. But it is the one way that you can find out what your penetration is going to be with your air gun before you go out and start to shoot at anything which is not paper. You owe it to the rabbit, you owe it to the pigeon, you even owe it to the squirrel to kill it cleanly and humanely. If you want to have the sort of confidence, you must do the penetration test. You must also remember that once you have settled on one brand of pellet, for consistency, stick with it. If your buddy says this pellet's better than the pellet you're using, all you've got to do is start again and go through the whole performance. Whatever you do, be confident, and then you're ready to go and shoot some rabbits.